Hey, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Muhammad. This is Heavy Metal FPL, and let's jump straight into it with the reaction to Game Week 8. I'll start with captaincy options because I want to revisit this. These are the three options that I've had before last week. And I want to see, basically, because I think I made the wrong choice here. In hindsight, obviously, I picked Son over Salah and Haaland. I don't feel so bad about it because I think it could have been much worse. If Haaland was the one who hauled, then I would have felt bad. I would have regretted it in hindsight. I would have been like, okay, because I went against the conventional choice, which was Haaland, and it's been Haaland for quite a while. And just the fact that he blanked made Son not doing anything much simpler to handle. So I'll start with Salah. He looked really good in that match. A lot of chances were going through him. He looked very dangerous every time he was on the ball. He was making runs at players, taking shots when needed. He was looking like that FPL asset we know him to be. I got him in earlier than Game Week 9. I initially had planned for Game Week 9, but I figured this Brighton fixture would be very, very good. And I'm thankful that I did that because it was before a lot of people started to get him in. I think right now a lot of people are going to try to get Salah into their team. He's going to look more essential than he was before because of that form that he's hitting, and especially with the other two captain options blanking. So is Salah essential for your team? I don't like that word in general because I feel like you ought to be flexible with putting judgments on FPL picks, but he's as close as you can get to essential. That fixture was supposed to be one of the hard ones, and he delivered pretty well, 2 goals. If you're wildcarding, if you can get Salah into your team, then definitely do it. I would just be mindful of who you're getting off for him. Just make sure whatever you're doing to make sure that whatever the move that you're making is going to be an upgrade, and make sure you're not moving sideways or downgrading on someone who you really like in your team. So yeah, get Salah into your team. Be careful about who you take out. Next thing is Haaland. Is there a concern over Haaland right now? 3 matches in a row Man City have lost. 1 in the League Cup, 2 in the Premier League. I don't think there is. Not so far, at least. Because City are really good. City are really good in general. But I really think a lot of their play revolves around Rodri. I think Rodri not being in their team has affected them a lot. They've looked timid in attack. They looked timid in attack against Wolves, and same thing against Arsenal. I thought that match was going to end 0-0, but it didn't. Arsenal snuck in a goal at the end. It was a bit of a boring match. Not much to say really about it from both sides, but I don't think Haaland is something to worry about. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm really considering him as a captaincy option in the next game week when they play against Brighton. So Salah just hauled against Brighton. They have that weak defense. Haaland, I fully expect City to want to bounce back. I expect them, to try and Rodri will be back by that time. So whatever hole there is in their game, that's going to be back. But I think down the line, this is a learning for us, right? Whenever City play against the team and they don't have Rodri, I think that's a point to consider for us as FPL managers, as in they're not going to be as strong as we think they are. So one for the future. Now, another concern is with Son, right? Like this is the second time he's done this to us. This is the second time he's done this to us in this FPL season, where we expect him to haul big time. He's in really, really good form, He's killing it, and then all of a sudden he comes with the easy, he gets the easy fixture and he does nothing. So this one was Luton. I was expecting that no matter what happens, Luton were just going to be demolished by Spurs, but that was not to be. It was a weird game. It started off with Tottenham getting a couple of chances in the beginning, and it could have been 3-0 in the first 10 minutes, honestly, but then it didn't. And then they basically made it even harder on themselves by getting a red card, and Son didn't get anything. Madison got an assist, and their defender scored in the end. So not much from an FPL perspective over there, except if you own Madison, then good on you. You got an assist for that. But for captaincy on Son, for me, basically, I did not benefit from that. I wish I had captained Salah. Though Salah was my third choice, so I don't look back at it that badly. Now, for Tottenham, right, they're a good team, they're a good attacking team, but what this tells me is that they struggle against teams that defend well, right, that's set up in a defensive shape. It takes them a bit of an effort. They have to look for something big so they can break down those teams. So, they hauled against, what was it, Burnley? And they hauled against, like, he got a goal against Arsenal, he got a goal against Liverpool. All those teams are known to attack. So they leave spaces at the back. Son can take advantage of that. But against teams that don't mind just sitting in the back for 90 minutes, that's where I think you have to think twice about, not about having Son in your team, but about captaining him, going against someone like Haaland or Salah. So that's one to keep in mind for the future. They're playing against Fulham next, so I will definitely consider not captaining Son for that. I'll have to see how things go, how things unfold, but Fulham are not exactly a free-flowing attacking team, and so I think for that game week it might be between Haaland and Salah for me. That's basically the big choice, but there's still a long time until that. There's a big international break now, unfortunately, so we have a lot of time to dwell on whatever captain choice we might have to make. I like the way my team looks like right now. I like it. I'm kind of relieved that I did this wild card and I did it as early as I could. I think there were a bit of concerns about me maybe making the wrong decision, maybe being a bit too hasty by getting that wild card, but I don't feel that way at all right now. I'm thankful that I did it, and I'm thankful, especially because I saw that Rashford and Buemo still didn't get a return. I think maybe the only thing was that Pickford got his first return. They won 4-0 in their match, and that was the first return, and it was right after I sold him. So thank you so much for that, Pickford, for getting that first return right after I sold you. But otherwise, I think I'm happy with the team, the way it looks. I mean, just look at that right there. I got an increase in rank, about 200,000 places, so I'm at near the 1 million mark right now. By season's end, I would like to be below the 100,000 mark. That's normally my aim. I want to try to be a bit more ambitious this season, but for now, since I'm this high, I want to be lower than 100,000 for now. Then we'll see where we can take it from there. Maybe we'll become better. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll become top 10,000 or something. But we'll take it baby steps, one step at a time. Let's see how this goes, right? Okay, so right now, first thoughts are I want to keep this team the way it looks like. Okay, thankfully there are no injuries, but I think a tip for everyone, there's this long international break. Don't be too hasty on transfers. International breaks, everyone goes out, travels, goes to their countries, plays useless games that are not going to matter, for most parts anyway, but they'll get injuries, right? A lot of teams complain about it. They get their players back and they're injured, and suddenly they have to deal with like an injury crisis or whatnot. Be careful with your transfers. Hold on to them. Maybe stay closer to the deadline and then make them. That's what I'm gonna do. My plan initially is to roll the transfer because my team looks good as of now. I've got a bunch of players in there that all have very good fixtures. Maybe the only ones that don't are my Aston Villa guys. So you've got Cash and Diaby right there. They play against West Ham. Maybe not the best fixture, but I still like them both as FPL picks regardless. Two guys that I'm eyeing down the line because of their consistent performances lately. Not necessarily for my team, but just as good FPL picks in general, right? Like the first one is Kufal from West Ham. He got a third return. He got an assist yesterday. Not the best in terms of assists from when you watch the game because he didn't really bomb forward or anything, but he gave the assist that resulted in West Ham's second goal against Newcastle. So that's 3 assists in a row now for Kufal. Another one is for Chelsea. First of all, I'm sorry for Chelsea owners. I know there's some people there I convinced to sell Sterling, and then he got a goal and 2 assists yesterday. So, but what can you do, man? Logically, it didn't make sense to me to have these Chelsea players. We weren't proven or anything, but whatever. Look, Cole Palmer, he's below 5 million. For me right now, Chelsea are still not a proven team, right? They play against Arsenal next. We'll have to see how good these guys actually are against the big team. They played against Burnley, right? They got 2-0 against Fulham first, and then Burnley, who's known to be they're a relegation team at the moment, and they attack a lot. So it's kind of naive. They play in kind of a naive way, and they leave a lot of spaces, and then teams that are just a bit better quality-wise in terms of players can take advantage of it. And so I'm not too quick to jump on Chelsea players yet, but Cole Palmer being below 5 million, I think might be one to consider down the line. Another thing I'm considering for transfers, and one of the reasons why I'm rolling a transfer, is because of what I'm going to go to next. Two main reasons why I'm rolling the transfer is okay. Look at these fixtures over here, right? You've got one of the reasons why game week 10 was a good option for people to wildcard in was because of that turn of fixtures, right? That's what you have to look for. So a lot of people didn't opt for Arsenal during their wildcard, and they also didn't opt for Brighton because they have those two hard fixtures coming up. You know, Brighton played against Liverpool and now Man City, and Arsenal also played against Man City, and now they're going to play against Chelsea away. But then if you look, starting from game week 10, look at Arsenal there, Sheffield, and then they've got that good run coming afterwards if you exclude Newcastle away in game week 11. Right, Brighton play against Man City away, and then they've got a very good run over there, all the way extending to game week 15, excluding maybe Chelsea away. So I've taken off Saka from my team, and I've taken off Mitoma and Estupinan as well. So I think at that time I would like to approach game week 10 with two transfers in the bank. I would like to have that. I would like to have that option and see what I can maneuver with my team. Maybe there's some injuries, maybe there's some things I can take care of, but I would like to have two transfers so that I can easily have the option to upgrade to Arsenal or Brighton if the means are necessary. Thank you all for watching my video, guys. If you like what I do, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And I will be recording another video where I talk about transfer picks in more detail. But until then, I wish you all the best of days, and I will see you soon.